St.Lucia.
I was in St. Lucia.
So you signed it with your counterpart there, Dr. Ernest Hilary.
Yes, we did.
So,
yes.
so what's that about? What's that supposed to
So first of all, many people ask why St. Lucia? And I continue to say that we are actually lucky that we have a president that has the ability to think ahead and outside the box. St. Lucia wouldn't be your perfect pick for Nigeria, only because they say less than 200,000 population in St. Lucia, which is almost as big as my village, right? However, St. Lucia is the gateway to the Caribbean, which is 44 million people in terms of population and counting, because you have a greater global community. And this is 13 countries. So St. Lucia is the headquarters to the Organization for the Eastern Caribbean. They're right there in St. Lucia. So it was, for me, I thought it was quite ingenious for the president looking at the atmosphere, the global atmosphere, whereby as Nigerians, we have to struggle to even get an appointment, to have a visa that is going to last, one entry for 3 months. So we need to look at who has the appetite and, the interest in what we have to offer in terms of our content and in terms of our country. So the president, I thought it was great, what he said to us was that the colonialists, when they went to the Caribbean, did not take away from Africa. What they did was they enhanced Africa. And I thought that was a beautiful way of looking at it. So Lucia is opening up our opportunities in terms of creativity and the cultural diplomacy. The festivals that they have. We have our Calabar Festival. We have our Dirty Decembers. Everybody in
the jazz thing going.
The jazz festival, which we're going to play a part of. Everyone in St. Lucia wants to watch an Hollywood movie. I was actually shocked that people in St. Lucia were talking to me about Glamour Girls, which was I think sometime in the 1990s. They know everything about the Hollywood industry. So this is a whole audience that Nigeria can tap into their resources. And for me, sitting on top of tourism, trying to open up possibilities in tourism, St. Lucia, I think, is a perfect place for us to be able to get some capacity building. And we've already started talking about partnering with St. Lucia on building resorts here in Nigeria.
But being very practical, Kayla, I mean, an honourable minister.
Yes, please.
St. Lucia is a distance away.
Yeah.
And we do not have any direct flights. Yeah. So it would seem that the logistics to support this very bright idea is not quite there.
Yeah.
How soon, how do you intend to overcome that hurdle?
Yeah.
And how quickly do you think we can begin to see the results of partnerships like this?
So, St. Lucia, that was one of the things that was on the table, is the accessibility. The fact that I had to go around the world in less than 30 days to get to St. Lucia was a problem in and of itself. So one of the things that will be established is a direct route. And those discussions are being currently undertaken with the Minister of Aviation and the counterpart ministries to ensure that we have direct flights to St. Lucia. And like I said, it's not really
without a national carrier?
Even without a national carrier, we do have a very vibrant private sector that is more than willing to offer them their services. For example, in Brazil, I've just heard they have announced that Air Peace will be making direct flights to Brazil. So it's the same thing. If we have an enabling environment that allows even the private sector to flourish in the aviation sector, that is a route that we are empowering Nigerians in terms of eventually getting to a national carrier. So it's not, like I said, it's not about the route only to St. Lucia. It's about that gateway into a wider Caribbean community and a wider global community of African and Caribbean descent.